guys, it's Kristen. I have some things to say. Namely, I want to say, if you are following me on Instagram, you do know that I am a fan of Trisha Paytas. I don't really know how I got started being a fan of Trisha Paytas, because I definitely wasn't, but I mean, I think once I started watching her videos, I realized that we were both bleach blonde, and we both had unhealthy obsessions with Jason Momoa, and we both love food, and we both can't seem to get our shit together, and just a lot of reasons why I feel like her and I have a lot of similarities. And one of the biggest similarities that her and I have in common is our binge eating disorder, which she says she does not have, but if you watch Trisha Paytas videos, she definitely has binge eating disorder, and she just calls it mukbangs or feasts or whatever she calls it, but ordering from 5 different places is, it's very symptomatic of binge eating disorder. I don't want to diagnose, I'm not a doctor, but it looks like binge eating disorder to me as a binge eater. If you follow Trisha Paytas, if you are on the internet at all this week, even end of last week, then you know that her and Jason Nash, who had a very public relationship, ended things because he supposedly, allegedly called her fat. I haven't seen the video. Nobody has heard the audio. She claims that he called her fat, and then he denied it, and then she said, I'm not a liar. She's put out 4 or 5 videos on the topic, and Jason has put out 2 responding and saying, you know, I'm not a bad person, and it's just been like a hot mess. It's been a train wreck, and I just wanted to make this video because I feel like I have never related to Trisha more than I do right now. When I first saw the video of her, in the title of the video is "We Broke Up Because I'm Too Fat," I thought it was clickbait, so I was like, okay, what now? And I ended up watching that video, and I swear, like, I'm not ashamed to admit, it made me feel some type of way, because I could 100% relate to how she felt. I have struggled with my weight all my life, okay? All my life. I'm not one of those people that just didn't start gaining weight until after high school, or didn't start gaining weight until after I had children. I have struggled with my weight all my life, okay? All my life. So it became something that just is a very sensitive topic to me. It's a trigger. It is something that I constantly think about. I mean, I've altered my body so that I could get a better grip on my weight. I don't know how much more drastic you can get than... My stupid phone fell, so now I am trying to get a better angle. So like I was saying, I don't know how much more drastic you can get than having weight loss surgery to fix a problem the way weight has been a problem for me. Watching her raw emotions and just the level of betrayal and hurt that she felt, because she felt like out of everybody in the world, you would think that the person that you're with, the person that says they love you, it would not be the person that looks at you and sees just one thing about you that is negative in your own mind. I have never been comfortable in my body. I think a lot of overweight people are not comfortable in their body. I know Trisha has said on multiple occasions she's not comfortable with her body. I mean, she's been altered surgery-wise a lot because she's trying to achieve a body that she just isn't happy in. She wants a better body. She wants to be conventionally beautiful, and she doesn't feel beautiful. And So when you're in a relationship with somebody and they end up confirming all of this negative self-talk that we tend to have with ourselves, she felt the ultimate betrayal, and I get it. I understand 100%. I know what she means. And I just wanted to explain why that might have set her off the way that it did and how I relate to it, because I spent my whole life somehow hoping that the world would not notice that I was fat. I've spent my whole life thinking about how I could possibly get away with people not saying something to me or pointing it out to me, and dressing so that I didn't look fat, and ordering things, off of a menu if I'm with mixed company, that wouldn't be, they wouldn't portray me as like, a typical fat girl order, or not eating in public, or, I think everybody can relate that has struggled with weight, knows what I mean. It's the first thing you think of when you're going somewhere, when you're with somebody. You just don't want them to point out that you're fat. You live in fear of somebody mentioning it. And I think this even applies to the people that are self-deprecating and make jokes about it. I think the people that go out into the world and say things like, oh, well, yeah, you're just saying that because I'm fat. And, they try to beat you to the punch. They try to beat everybody to the punch. Let me point out that I'm fat so that you don't point out that I'm fat. And I realize that I'm generalizing. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm telling you my experience and my opinion. And personally, I 100% understand why she was so heartbroken, because we say the most awful things to ourselves. People that are binge eaters or have any type of eating disorder, it's an incredibly self-destructive mentality. You never feel good enough. You never feel like you're doing what's right. You don't feel in control. You don't feel like you have it together. You don't feel good enough to be loved. You don't feel good enough to do better. You settle, and you just don't think you deserve what's good in life. So finally, she meets somebody who, in her eyes, was good and the right path and a good person and a solid, steady relationship. I disagree. The point is, nobody wants to be called fat. I know that there's worse things to be. I know that some people don't think fat is a problem. For me, fat was a problem. I didn't want to be fat. I didn't want to be the fat girl. I still don't. I'm struggling to lose this weight and keep it off so that that's not all people see when they look at me, and that's not all I feel like. Because I made a video in the past where I talked about how I feel like my weight has held me back from doing so many things just because I was so scared of being judged or called out for it, or, just I don't want anybody to make me feel like shit about myself, because believe me, I already felt and feel like shit about my weight. I always will. I don't think that's something that is going to go away. I know it's not something that weight loss surgery is going to fix. And it's the last thing any fat person wants when they go anywhere with anyone, is for somebody to point out that they are fat. It's hurtful. It's really, really, really hurtful to say, or to have somebody who claims to love you point out something you are so insecure about. It's like, did you think I didn't know? Did you think I was unaware? Did you think you were breaking new ground or making some announcement that needed to be made because I was just completely oblivious? No. I know that I have an issue, okay? I don't need you bringing it up or talking about it with other people or making a joke about it. And yeah, I would be furious and I would be devastated if somebody did that to me. Like, devastated. I know for myself, and this is 100% true. When I started dating my current boyfriend, I told him there are things, even though I'm silly and I make a lot of jokes and I'm very sarcastic, there are things that are a big no-no for me when it comes to making jokes or ridiculing. One of them is my weight, and the other is my child. Don't even go there on either front, because it is not okay. And for Jason to use something that he knows she is insecure about for no other reason than to make himself appear funny or to get a laugh out of somebody that he's trying to impress. I don't know if he's trying to like say, oh, this guy thinks I'm funny, this is going to be my big break. He threw her under the bus, 100%. And people that you love should not throw you under the bus for their own gain. No pun intended. For their own success. It's proof right there that he loves himself more than he would ever love anybody else. Because if somebody loves you, they're not going to do that to you. They would fight for your honor, they would defend you, and they would respect your boundaries. And that is 100% violation of a boundary. And even if she never said to him, hey, this topic is off limits, if he had been listening at all to anything she had said throughout the entire relationship, because there's video evidence that she has said to him on multiple occasions, hey, I don't want to talk about my weight. I don't want you judging my choices. This is what I do, and that's just it. Don't talk about it. That's just my opinion, guys. Whatever you do, don't call me fat. Like, I know, okay? I know already. It's a cheap shot. It really is. And it's very hurtful. It's very hurtful. Like I said, I have spent my entire life trying to avoid that fucking word. And it should not be thrown in your face by somebody that claims to love you, no matter what the circumstance. That's just something you don't do. I wish Trisha the best. I know that, she's gonna be fine. She's very strong. She's in the midst of, she's having some feelings. She's in her feelings about this whole situation right now, and she's feeling regretful, and I don't think that she should. I think she's going to meet somebody, and hopefully it's going to be somebody that is not competing with her for the spotlight. And I'm hoping that she meets somebody that, can really love her for whatever weight she is without projecting their issues with food onto her, and can just support her and show her the love that she very much deserves, because I don't care who you are, everybody deserves to be loved, regardless of what they've done in their past. I guess there's exceptions to that rules, but she's not one of them. She has never murdered anybody or injured a child or done anything, god-awful, at least that I know of. I can't speak for certainty on that. But I think she's worthy of love, and I think that your weight should not determine whether or not somebody gives you that love and respect. That has nothing to do with it. So that's all I have to say on that matter, and I had to make this video because I'm watching these back and forth responses, and people are saying shame on her for reacting that way. And I don't know Jason Nash. I don't know who he is as a person. I've watched some of his videos. I didn't care for the things that he said to her in certain videos. And even before this whole thing blew up, I saw the tendency for him to kind of shame her for eating and just being one of those people that tries to, make very passive-aggressive comments like kidding, not kidding. And that would not fly with me. That would not fly with me for even a second. Like, the second you start trying to tell me what I can and can't or should and shouldn't eat, you're done. You're done, man. Like, there's so many more important things in the world. Like, don't worry if I order the fucking fries. That's just it. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm on lunch, but I feel better getting that off my chest. I have to make another video because I've got some other stuff to say on another topic, and I will talk to you guys again soon.